Hi everyone, and welcome to this New Year's Eve Yoga Flow class. My name is Claudia from Yoga for Everybody, and I'll be taking you through today's practice. So today's class is going to be a strong class with a particular focus on building strength in the upper body and also our core muscles. It's on New Year's Eve to hopefully help us transition into 2021 feeling energized and strong. It's going to be a class for all levels, so beginners are more than welcome to join, and I will show you modifications as and when necessary. And as always, if you like the class, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Maybe follow me on Instagram, connect with me on Facebook, leave me some comments, and hopefully you'll enjoy the class. Let me know what you think. Let's begin. So let's begin in a child's pose. Come onto your mat into a kneeling position, sit back on your heels, and then open your knees wide enough for your chest to fit through, and walk your hands forwards as far as feels comfortable for your lower back and your hips. Maybe lowering your chest down and your forehead down onto the floor. You can always use the block as well as a prop, or maybe stack your fists and lower your forehead down onto your fists if you find that more comfortable. Try and keep your sit bones on your heels, but if they are lifting a little bit off the heels, it doesn't really matter too much. Again, you can use a prop if you need to. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. On your next inhale, have your sit bones where they are and just move your hands to the right. Feel the stretch in the left side of the body. Deep breath in, and then exhale, switch sides, move your hands to the left. Try and keep your hips stationary. Deep inhale. Exhale, move your hands forwards one more time. And then come into a tabletop position. So shoulders over wrists, hips are over your knees. You're about shoulder width apart with your hands, hip width apart with your knees. Spread your fingertips nice and wide and just hold here for a breath, gazing directly in front of you. Engage your belly muscles so you're not dropping down, you're not arching, your tailbone is lengthening towards the back of the room. On an inhale, right hand forward, left leg back and lift into a balance. Exhale, lower everything down onto the mat and switch sides. Left hand forward, right leg back, lift. Exhale, release. One more time, right hand forward, left leg back, lift. Exhale, release and switch sides. Left hand forward, right leg back, lift. And exhale, release. From here, keep your right hand down on the mat. Inhale, lift your left arm up. And exhale, thread it underneath your right, lowering the left shoulder and your left ear down onto the floor. Take a deep inhale here, stretching the back of your left shoulder. And then come back up and we'll switch sides. So left hand on the floor, inhale, lift your right arm up. And exhale, lower your right shoulder and your right ear down onto the floor. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, come up, back into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, round the spine and bring your right knee towards your nose. 1. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose. 2. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to nose. 3. Round the spine and step it through in between your hands. If this was too challenging, you can do the same sequence of your hands and your knees. Keep the left knee off the mat. Inhale, lift your arms up into a crescent lunge. Take a deep inhale here Exhale, lower your hands down and interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders down and lift your chest forwards. And then inhale, release, lift your arms up. Exhale, lower your hands back down, step back into a plank. Drop your knees down, bring your weight forwards, and then lower halfway down into chaturanga. And then lift your chest up, release your toes and see if you can lift your legs off the mat as well for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bend your left knee round the spine, knee to nose. 1. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. 2. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. 3. Round the spine and step your left foot in between your hands. Keep your right knee off the mat and inhale, come up into a crescent lunge. Take a breath in and then lower your hands down, interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders down, lift your chest forwards, glide your hands down your right leg. Inhale and exhale, release. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands back down onto the mat. Step back into a plank. You can keep your knees up or down, entirely up to you. Bring your weight forward, keeping the elbows in, lower down into chaturanga, and then upward facing dog, or you can do cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in down dog. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up one more time. Exhale, bend your right knee and bring your knee to your right elbow. 1. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. 2. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, hold. And then step your right leg, right foot on the outside of your right hand. Move your hands to the left side of the mat. And just adjust the distance between your legs to feel a good stretch in your left hip flexor here. Hold. Drop your left knee down onto the floor, release your left toes, and then roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Feel the opening in your right hip as well here. You can lower onto your elbows if you want to. And then come back up onto your hands. Tuck the toes on your left foot and lift your left knee off the floor. And then see if you can bring your right knee into right elbow and then step it back into a plank. Knees up or down, lower down, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bend your left knee, bring it to your left elbow. 1. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to elbow. 2. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to elbow. 3. Hold. And then step your left foot on the outside of your left hand. Move your hands to the right side of your mat. Adjust the distance between your legs here. Make sure your left knee is not going over your toes. Really press back with your right heel. Feel the stretch in your right hip. Hold. And then drop your right knee down onto the floor. Release the right toes. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Feel the opening in your left hip as well. Maybe drop onto your elbows here. Hold. And then come back up onto your hands. Tuck your toes on your right foot. Lift your right knee off the mat and then see if you can bring your left knee into your left elbow. Step it back into a plank. Lower down, chaturanga, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice deep breathing here. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bend your right knee, bring it towards your left elbow. 1. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. 2. Inhale, up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow and hold. And then round the spine and see if you can step it through in between your hands. Drop the left heel down onto the floor. We're coming into a warrior 1. So lift your arms up. Deep inhale here. On an exhale, open up into warrior 2. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale. And on an exhale, we're going to go into side angle, but with our hands interlaced. So you're going to lower your right shoulder towards your right knee, open your left shoulder towards the sky, maybe gaze up if that feels comfortable. Inhale, come back up, lift your arms back up into warrior 2. And then circle your hands back down onto the mat. Step back into a plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 deep breath in down dog. And then on an inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow. 1. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. 2. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. 3. Hold. Then bring it in the middle, round the back. Step it through in between your hands. I told you it was going to be a strong practice today. Drop your right heel down onto the floor. And then inhale, come up into warrior 1. I've made it worse for myself with the fire on. It was very cold earlier. Take a breath in, open into warrior 2. And then interlace your hands behind your back. 1 more time, roll your shoulders back. Inhale, on an exhale, lower your body to the left, so your left shoulder towards your left knee, right shoulder spinning up towards the sky into a modified side angle with our hands clasping. Inhale, come back up, release your arms. Exhale, circle your hands back down onto the mat. Step back into a plank. 1 more time, lower down, chaturanga, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, look between your hands and step your feet to the front of the mat. And exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, lift your arms up. And exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, sit back in a chair pose and lift your arms up. Exhale, lower your arms back down and interlace your hands behind your back 1 more time. Roll your shoulders back, inhale. On an exhale, fold forwards over your legs with your hands clasping. Feel the opening in the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, release your fingertips down onto the mat. Inhale, straighten your legs, make a flat back, look forwards. Exhale, hands flat to the mat. Take a step back into a plank. from here, drop your left knee down onto the mat. Have your weight in the left hand. And then inhale, lift your right arm up for a modified side plank. So your left shoulder is over your left wrist. Your right hand's up towards the sky. You can gaze up or down. If you want to go into a full plank, see if you can straighten that left leg as well and hold. And then bring your right arm over your right ear. And then drop it down onto the mat into a plank. And we'll switch sides, so drop your right knee down onto the floor. Have your weight in your right hand, make sure your right shoulder is over your right wrist. Inhale, lift your left arm up. And you can always stay here, or maybe see if you can straighten the right leg. One more inhale, and bring your left arm over your left ear. And then drop your left hand down onto the floor. Inhale, lower down, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more deep breath in. And then drop your knees down onto the mat. Bring your big toes to touch and sit back into a child's pose for a break. On your next inhale, look forward and walk your fingertips back towards your body. Let's stretch the legs out in front of us. So have your legs nice and straight. Your toes are flexing towards you. Hands by your hips. Roll your shoulders back and down. Have your back nice and long. Maybe tuck your chin. Tadasana. And then inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, fold forwards over your legs. So keep your back nice and straight. You can keep a bend in the knees if you need to. Try and focus on lengthening your spine towards your toes rather than rounding your forehead towards your knees. So have your hands just wherever you can reach. One more breath. And then come up, bend your knees, have your feet flat to the floor, have your hands under your knees, lean back until you start to feel your core muscles engage. So mine are shaking a little bit. And then both pose, so you can lift your one leg, maybe both feet off the floor until your shins are maybe parallel with the floor. Stay here, or maybe let go of your hands, have your arms by your sides and just hold. And then exhale, cross your legs, have your hands by your hips, and inhale, lift your chest forwards. Going to do this one more time. So inhale, boat pose. Maybe you can straighten your legs this time. Maybe you can have your arms by your sides and hold. My body is shaking. And then exhale, cross your legs, hands by your sides, lift your chest forwards. One more time, inhale, boat pose. See if you can straighten the legs, maybe arms by your sides. And then see if you can start lowering your legs and your body down, but not all the way, and hold. So you're a few inches off the floor. And then come back up into boat pose. One more time, lower down. And then back up. And one more time, lower down. And back up. Cross your legs, hands by your hips, lift your chest forwards. Exhale, release. One last time, I promise. So we're going to do a bit of a twisty core work, so you can have your feet down on the floor. I'm going to interlace our hands in front of the chest. Inhale, on an exhale, drop your right elbow to towards the right side of the mat. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, switch sides. We're going to do it a few times so you can continue with your feet down on the floor. If you want to make it a little bit harder, see if you can lift your feet. Inhale, exhale, right elbow down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left elbow to the mat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, right elbow, come up. Exhale, twist, left elbow, come up. Just carry on doing this at your own pace for a few more twists. Last one on each side. And then drop your feet down onto the mat. And with control, lower all the way down onto the floor. Bring your knees to your chest. Just rock along the spine. You can interlace your hands, your arms over your knees. Grab hold of your elbows if your hips permit this. If not, just hug them in nice and loose. Have your right knee into your chest. Straighten your left leg down on the floor. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh, and then see if you can start working your right leg in the direction of straight. Make sure the toes are flexing on your left foot so it's nice and active. And then from here, point and flex the toes on your right foot. Do a circle, a couple of circles one way and then the other. And then take an inhale here. On an exhale, see if you can start lifting your chest up. Glide your hands up your right leg so your shoulders are off the floor. Stay here, maybe lift your left leg off the mat a few inches. Maybe let go of your hands and just hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Bend your right knee into your chest. And we'll switch sides. So stretch your right leg flat on the mat. Bring your left knee into your chest. Interlace your hands behind your left thigh. And then start working your left leg in the direction of straight. Doesn't matter if it doesn't straighten all the way. You can have a little bend in the knee. Do a couple of circles one way and then the other. Point and flex your toes. Take an inhale in, and on an exhale, see if you can start lifting your chest up. Glide your hands up your left leg so your shoulders are off the mat. Stay here. Maybe see if you can lift your right leg up a few inches just off the mat. Maybe release your arms by your sides and just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring your left knee into your chest one more time. Bring your knees, both knees into your chest again. Rock along the spine. And then bring your feet down onto the mat. Have them about hip width apart. Bring them as close to your body as you can. Have your knees pointing up. Arms by your sides, palms facing down. And on an inhale, start lifting your hips up into a bridge pose. So roll into your shoulders as far as feels comfortable. Make sure your chin's not pressing into your chest. You've got some space in your neck. Take a nice deep breath here. And then exhale, release. Bring your knees into your chest one more time. Bring your arms out to the sides, but keep your elbows bent. So cactus arms. Take an inhale. On an exhale, drop your knees down to the right side as far as feels comfortable for you without lifting your left shoulder off the mat. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, come back to center and drop your knees down to the left. Deep breath in. And then come back to center, hug your knees in one more time. And then release your feet down onto the mat. Straighten your legs. Relax your feet, let your feet fall out. Have your arms by your sides, palms facing up. Close your eyes and we're going to relax in this final posture, shavasana, for a few more minutes. So try and work your way up from your toes to the crown of your head. Make sure you're not tensing any part of the body. Everything is nice and relaxed. Return to the natural rhythm of your breath. If you find that you're tensing any particular part of the body, see if you can focus your attention on that area. Take a deep inhale in, feel the breath traveling to that area, and on an exhale, release the tension. Start bringing awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Maybe do a few circles with your feet and your hands. You can stretch your arms up over your head, interlace your hands. Just do a final stretch. And then you can either roll onto your side and come into a seated, or bring your knees to your chest and rock up and down your spine until you've come up into a seated position. Sit in front of your mat with your legs crossed. Have your hands on your knees. Tuck your chin, close your eyes, and let's just take a final deep breath in. And exhale. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this strong class. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you enjoy your celebrations, whatever you end up doing. I know there's not a lot we can do with all the restrictions, but I hope you have a lovely time. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed this class, and I hope to see you again in 2021. Namaste.